Hello everyone and welcome to English Factory. Hope you guys are doing well and staying safe. Today I'm gonna do class 12 Flamingos Prose 1, the last lesson. The last lesson, written by Alphonse Daudet, narrates about the year 1870 when the Prussian forces under Bismarck attacked and captured France. The French districts of Alsace and Lorraine went into Prussian hands. The new Prussian rulers discontinued the teaching of French in the schools of these districts. The French teachers were asked to leave the school and French language will be replaced by Germans. So here's the last lesson of French teacher M. Hamel. Let us now first read about the author. Alphonse Daudet was French novelist, dramatist and short story writer. Alphonse wasn't very well educated. He wrote his first novel at the age of 14. Many of Alphonse's works drew inspiration from instances of his own life. Let us now understand the central theme of this story. The themes of patriotism, freedom of language, and the love for one's mother tongue are predominant in the story. The last lesson stresses on the importance of education and the necessity to respect and learn one's own language. This story draws our attention to the unfair practice of linguistic chauvinism. Yes, children, the meaning of chauvinism is a belief that their language is better than the other languages. Now let's get started with the explanation of the entire story. The narrator of the story is a young school-going boy named Franz. That morning he was scared as he was late for school. Also, as the teacher M. Hamel had announced the previous day that he would test them on the topic of participles, and Franz did not know anything at all. He was not at all prepared, and he was more scared of being scolded once he reached school. Children, one reason of being scared was because M. Hamel was very strict teacher. Franz had another option in his mind, to miss school and enjoy the day out in the warm and bright weather. He describes the scene. There were birds chirping on the trees, and the noise of the Prussian soldiers doing the drill behind the sawmill could also be heard. The scene outside was more attractive than the school, but Franz controlled his emotion, his temptation, and chose to attend the school. Children, here Franz has reflected his very good attitude of not bunking his school. After overpowering the districts of Alsace and Lorraine in France, Berlin has ordered that German language instead of French will be taught in the schools there. It is the last day of their French teacher M. Hamel, who has been there for 40 long years in the school. He is full of grief, nostalgia and patriotism. As a mark of respect to his hard work and devotion, the village men also attend his last lesson. They are sad as they did not learn their mother tongue, French, in their childhood. The narrator Franz used to hate his teacher M. Hamel before for being so strict, and now he develops an instant liking for the teacher during the last lesson, and he respects him for his sincerity and hard work. He feels so sad at departing from him and is feeling ashamed for not being able to recite the lesson of participles. M. Hamel tells them that they all are at fault for not being eager enough to learn. Putting it off to the next day, he blames himself for not teaching them sincerely. Children, through these lines we get to know the attribute of M. Hamel, who blames himself if the children are not understanding French language. Instead of blaming them, he takes the blame himself. And this is a sign of a very good teacher, a devoted one. Next, his patriotism is reflected in his praise for the French language as being the most beautiful and most logical language in the world. He tells the class to guard their language, being their mother language, as being close to one's language is the key to escape from the prison of slavery. It will help them in getting free from the Germans. They realize the importance of learning their mother tongue and that they have been defeated by the Germans because of their illiteracy. Franz feels that it is not possible to take away one's language from a person, as it is natural to each being. May it be the coo to the pigeons or French to the Frenchmen. Down there at the back of the room, old Hauser had put on his spectacles and holding his primer in both hands, spelled the letters with them. He was crying. His voice trembled as he spoke. Franz had mixed feelings. He found it funny to see how an old man like Hauser was crying and trembling, and on the other hand, he also felt emotional like Hauser did. Franz could never forget this last lesson. Just then, the clock at the church struck 12 and the prayer song began. At the same moment, the sound of the trumpets played by the Prussian soldiers who were returning from the drill was heard. M. Hamel's face became dull and colorless as the time had come for the class to get over. He stood straight and motionless, and Franz says that he had never appeared to be so tall. M. Hamel got very emotional. He began to speak, but he could not continue as he was overpowered by his emotions. He took a piece of chalk and wrote the words Vive la France, meaning Long live France, on the blackboard as large as he could. Then the teacher M. Hamel stopped and leaned his head against the wall, and without a word he made a gesture to us with his hand. School is dismissed, you may go. Children, it's very obvious that students or anyone realizes the importance of studies or any language very late. So one should not take them for granted and be valued in time. It's time to do the important questions of this chapter. Question number 1. What was the mood in the classroom when M. Hamel gave his last French lesson? Answer. When M. Hamel was giving his last French lesson, the mood in the classroom was solemn and somber. When he announced that this was their last French lesson, everyone present in the classroom suddenly developed patriotic feelings for the native language and genuinely regretted ignoring their mother tongue. Next question, question number 2. What was tempting Franz to keep away from school that morning? Answer. Franz was very late for school that morning. M. Hamel was to question the students on participles, and Franz knew nothing and feared a scolding. The bright weather, woods, fields and chirping of birds tempted him to spend the day outdoors. Question number 3. What changes came over little Franz after he heard M. Hamel's announcement? Answer. When M. Hamel announced that this was to be their last French class, a grim realization dawned on Franz that he could hardly write his language, and now he was being deprived of the opportunity to learn it. He felt very guilty of neglecting his classes and escaping school. The thought of losing his teacher, M. Hamel, also pained him. Question number 4. What was unusual about M. Hamel's dress and behavior on the day of his last French lesson? Answer. On the day of his last French lesson, M. Hamel was unexpectedly kind. He had put on his beautiful green coat, frilled shirt and an embroidered black silk cap that he normally wore only on inspection and prize days. In his last lesson, he explains everything with unusual patience, as if he wants to teach them everything he has ever learned in the last French class. Next question, question number 5. What was Franz expected to be prepared with for the school that day? Answer. Franz had started very late for school that morning. He feared facing his class teacher M. Hamel because he was expected to be prepared with his grammar lesson on participles, and he did not know even the first word about them, so he feared a scolding. Question number 6. What changes did the order from Berlin cause in the school? Answer. The shocking order from Berlin that only German would be taught in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine saddened and hurt the pride of the French people. So as a gesture to express their solidarity for the language, the village elders also attended the school for the last French lesson. The usual hustle and bustle was missing from school. It was unusually quiet. M. Hamel was also dressed in his formal suit, which he wore only on the special occasions. Moving on to last question, question number 7. How did M. Hamel say farewell to his students and the people of the town? Answer. To bid farewell to his students and the people of the town, M. Hamel wore his formal suit on the day he gave his last French lesson. He assumed the role of a mentor and advised the villagers to safeguard their language, which was the most beautiful and logical language in the world. Being rimmed up with emotions, he wrote Vive la France, which means Long live France, in order to inculcate a feeling of patriotism within everyone. Here I come to an end of today's lesson. The conquest of learning is achieved through the knowledge of languages, rightly said by Roger Bacon. Hope this chapter is clear to you. Kindly like, share and subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for notification of upcoming videos. Thank you and stay blessed.